Hey everyone, it's Florin Nastasi. Welcome back to my channel and thanks so much for clicking on this video. I wanted to post another video because I'm excited really to get back and utilize the channel and post a lot more often, of course. That's the whole goal of having a YouTube channel. I wanted to do a quick little sit down video, very untraditional. And I wanted to talk about just some post-COVID travel tips that perhaps you should consider. And I say post very lightly. You know, obviously we're still in a pandemic. COVID's not gone. You know, people are still getting positive tests and having COVID. So I think it's important to remember that we're not completely done yet. We're very close. You know, thankfully vaccines have been, statistically proven to help fight off this virus. So hopefully we are turning the chapter come this summer. And this is really good news for us travelers because we've been so cooped up and we're ready to go. We're energized and we just want to travel. And we have to remember though, we have to use our head and our common sense when we travel because 2022 travel is going to be so much different than 2019 travel. So anyways, I don't have a lot of things on here. Let me know if you guys like this kind of sit down video where I go over some just travel chat essentially. So one of the first things I just want to give you a tip for is, when you're making your plans this summer, whether it's a short weekend trip or, a few week trip, wherever you're going, do your research early and book as early out as you can. Because as it always has been, but especially now with countries starting to open back up to tourism, and hotel industry is starting to open back up again. Reservations are going to be very far and few if you wait to the last minute as far as getting good deals and the lowest rates possible. So book early, make reservations in advance, because if you wait till the last minute, you're not going to get the best deal. And if you're a millionaire, that's fine. But if you're a poor, broke college student like myself, every penny counts, especially when you're traveling. And on top of that, I guess I will throw in travel benefit cards. And I can do a whole separate video on this kind of stuff if you guys like it. But if you travel more than once a year, I strongly suggest getting yourself a travel credit card. And utilize it just for your regular day-to-day expenses, pay off the balance in full each month, because if you do, you can get a lot of miles essentially, or hotel points, and depending on what you use your credit card for, like for example, I have the Delta Amex card, and depending on the type of card you get, you can get definitely minimized ticket expenses. You get lounge access if you get a certain card, and you can build status with an airline, which in the long run, that will help you save a lot of dollars when you're traveling. So definitely do your research on some of those travel credit cards, some of those travel reward cards. Book early as soon as you can. Don't wait till the last minute. And the next thing I want to touch up on is airport etiquette. I feel like people have lost their damn minds, especially because I traveled a lot over the pandemic, safely, of course, over last summer. And I was just amazed with how angry people were. I mean, nobody wants to wear a mask. I get that. But the airports, it's not up to them. They have to go by what the government regulations are mandating on them. So anyways, I just saw so much frustration, and not just frustration of wearing a mask, but people lashing out on employees and punching flight attendants. And I'm like, what the hell is going on? Like, you're just on this flight for an hour, deal with it. You can take it off when you eat your snack, put it back on, and let's call it a day. So I don't know. I think people were very dramatic. during the height of the pandemic. And I understand there's a lot of pressure and stress people have in their daily lives. And sometimes they take it out and show it in different ways. And unfortunately, that happened a lot in the airports and the service industry on a lot of employees. And that was unfortunate. So I'm hoping this year people are going to be a little bit more mindful of how they act, especially post-pandemic, towards employees, because they did not deserve that at all. And anyways, that went off track a little bit. More travel tips for this summer: consider Airbnbs over a big hotel chain. And the reason why I say this is, in my experience, and this might not be in your case, but from what I have found is Airbnbs tend to be a lot cleaner and more sanitary than a lot of these big name hotels. And it makes sense, really, because if you think about it, the Airbnbs are more times than not owned by a single person or a couple, whatever, or even a small company. They have a lot more, maybe not time, but they spend a little bit more time, from what I've noticed, on turning their units, as far as like cleaning them, sanitizing, and getting them prepared for the next guest. Whereas the hotels, and I don't care if it's a Super 8 or a Ritz-Carlton in Dubai, the time between the guests, it's not much. And come on, Florin, speak English. The housekeeping, they only have so much time to sanitize everything and, get to the next room, because there's hundreds of rooms in some of these resorts. And I don't know, I think they do their best, and it's not their fault at all, because there's only so many of them in so many rooms, and I think things are missed. Whereas I think attention to detail in Airbnbs and VRBOs, whatever they're called, the attention to detail is there a little bit more. And not to mention, you can more than likely find a lot better rate through Airbnb. I'm not sponsored by Airbnb, that's just what I have found. So consider that. Some people still, they're diehard hotel fans. They want to get their free continental breakfast in the mornings. That's fine. Do what floats your boat. That's just kind of my observation. So consider Airbnbs. And also, when you're traveling, when you're packing your bags, just throw in an extra mask, some hand sanitizer. You never know where your day is going to lead you to. You might be in a situation where you're in a little supermarket and it's very congested, and there's a mom, she's sneezing, the kid just is coughing everywhere, and next thing you know, you're going to be going to a cafe and there's not an available restroom to use for some reason. You have hand sanitizer. I don't know. I feel like we need to kind of get into this like habit of just kind of having some of these essentials, which we always should have been carrying when we're traveling, but especially now post-COVID, because COVID's not gone per se. We still need to be just healthy. I think that's pretty important, COVID or not COVID. And one of the last things, when you're traveling, of course, to save money, pack your own food, of course, and, avoid going out to eat all the time. But if you do go out to eat, consider eating at some local mom and pops, because I will tell you, there's not too many left, especially with the beginning of COVID. A lot of them could not afford to keep up, so they had to close, of course. And the ones that are open now, they're barely hanging on still. They have just enough to make ends meet and pay their employees. So consider eating at a local mom and pop, whether that's a restaurant or a local market, rather than a big box store. Because the big corporations, of course, got a lot of money handed to them from the government. So if you can eat locally, shop locally, try, you might be paying a little bit more, but you are helping the local economy in a more genuine manner, rather than the corporate world. So that's how I see it. And as far as other travel tips for post-COVID, just be smart, use your head. Try to avoid being crammed in with other people. I know it's hard, especially in these airports now, and I really see summer of this year, 2022, being the ultimate year people are going to really start traveling again. And I mean, we saw a big jump in 2021 in traveling, but I think 2022, we are going to be extremely surprised how much travel is going to be recovering in the industry. So if you guys enjoy these kinds of videos, let me know. I'm just playing around on YouTube right now. I'm trying to see what people like, what they don't like, what's working, what's not working. So I just want to try a few different things. And as I mentioned in my last video, I have a lot of trips planned up this spring and this summer. And I'm so excited to share these adventures with you guys. And if you like these types of videos, let me know, because if I will continue to make these over the summer, make some different topic videos, whether that's travel cards, airline reviews, anything that you guys are really interested in, travel tips, etc. So with that being said, thank you for watching as always. I'm Florin Nastasi, and I will see you guys soon. Thanks so much for watching. Bye-bye.